Welcome to Coach's Corner, hosted by yours truly, Coach O Gonzo, here to talk to you about the Inland Valley High School Football Playoffs Week 1. Top of the bracket, we have Vista Marietta, Southwestern number 1, versus Los Osos, Baseline League at large. Next, we have Charter Oak, Sierra League number 1, versus Yucaipa, Citrus Belt number 3. Next up, we got Rancho Cucamonga, Baseline number 2, versus Rev, Citrus Belt number 2. Next is Norco, is Big 8 number 2 versus Great Oak, Southwestern number 3. Upland, Baseline League champs versus South Hills, Sierra number 3, beating out Damien on a coin flip. Next is Eisenhower, Citrus Belt number 1 versus Corona Santiago, Big 8 number 3. Next is Chaparral, Southwestern number 2 versus Chino Hills, Sierra number 2. And to close out the bracket, we have Big 8 number 1, League champs, Corona Centennial versus Etowanda, Baseline League 3. This is my top 4 games to watch in this bracket. Number 1, we have Vista Marietta, Southwestern number 1 versus Los Osos, Baseline League at large. Vista Marietta was 9-1 overall, 5-0 in league. Only loss was to Cathedral Catholic. As for Los Osos, 5-5 overall, 2-3 league record. Key losses were to Rancho and Upland. The second game I have is Rancho Cucamonga versus Rev. Rancho with a 9-1 overall record, 4-1 in league. Key losses is to Upland. As for Rev, 5-5 with a 4-1 league record. Key loss was to Eisenhower. The third game I have is Upland versus South Hills. Upland with a 7-3 overall record, 4-1 in league, with the key loss to Glendora. As for South Hills, 5-5 with a 2-3 record. Key losses was to Chino Hills and to Charter Oak. The last game on the thing that you should watch for is Chaparral versus Chino Hills. Chaparral is a 7-3 overall with a 4-1 league record. Key losses to Cerro and Vista Marietta. As for Chino Hills, 7-3, 3-2 in league. Key losses to Bishop Amon and long league record, and Charter Oak in league. The way I see this bracket breaking down going into week 2, my predictions for this week are Vista Marietta winning against Los Osos. I have Charter Oak beating Yucaipa. I have Rancho beating out Rev. I have Great Oaks beating Norco as my upset for this bracket. I have Upland beating South Hills. I have Eisenhower beating out Santiago. Chino Hills coming up victorious against Chaparral. And I have Corona Centennial beating out Etowanda. Next week I'll have week 2 results going into week 3 of playoffs. So make sure you check out next week's episode of Coach's Corner, hosted by yours truly, Coach O Gonzo. You can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, YoungOGonzo10. Signing off is Coach O Gonzo. Peace.